The U.S. military killed 4 people in its latest strike on a suspected drug vessel. This hit, though, was in the Eastern Pacific. The U.S. Southern Command posted footage of the attack on social media last night. More than 20 have been carried out since September. At least 87 people have been killed so far. Now, this comes as lawmakers reveal the commander who oversaw strikes back in September told them Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had not ordered to, quote, kill everybody on board, as reported by the Washington Post. Nonetheless, senators remain at odds over the legitimacy of the strikes.
If you think these strikes are justified and righteous, as I do, and I want them to continue, then of course the second strike, when you have 2 survivors who are trying to flip their boat back over and continue on their mission, remain in the battle.
I think it'd be hard to watch this series of videos and not be troubled by it. So I don't reach the same conclusion that Senator Cotton does if you're describing it as righteous.
CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion kicks us off this hour, joining us from Capitol Hill. Nikole, good morning. So this was a closed-door briefing, and we just heard there from a Republican and Democratic lawmaker. Help us understand any new details, key revelations they're sharing about what they saw, what they heard.
Well, I think the key one was what you pointed out in your intro, that Admiral Bradley conveyed to lawmakers that Secretary Hegseth did not give any type of kill them all style order, which again kind of emanated from this report that we saw a couple of days ago in the Washington Post. Nonetheless, after seeing parts of this video of this strike in question, lawmakers still had some pretty serious concerns about the conduct and how this situation was handled. Take a listen to what Congresswoman Houlihan told our Major Garrett yesterday on the Takeout.
We here in Washington are incapable of having the same view of things. And I think that what I've heard is that these were devastating videos and that these were literally people clinging for their lives to very small pieces of the boat, of the hull of the boat. What clearly other people saw was a righteous killing, and there needs to be truth somewhere there.
Now, I did have a chance to speak with Roger Wicker, who is the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. He told me, broadly speaking, that he believes that he was briefed by experienced and capable leaders. He didn't want to go into a lot of details of the actual briefings, but I did ask him if he anticipates holding additional hearings on this issue, particularly because the committee has launched an investigation into this incident. He said he does believe that other House and Senate lawmakers may want more information or may want to be briefed additionally. So how this plays out in terms of whether we see more briefings take place, potentially even a hearing again, and the timetable for all of this remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll likely hear more. I also want to ask you about an Axios report. It suggests security for Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin has been increased after a pardoned January 6th defendant allegedly showed up near his home. We've talked extensively about security threats among lawmakers. What is significant here?
Yeah, well, look, I think obviously it is no secret or surprise that we are in a heightened threat environment. The head of U.S. Capitol Police, a new chief, Michael Sullivan, made clear that, they are on pace to track more than 14,000 threats against lawmakers this year, which far surpasses any previous years. And so, there are a number of circumstances that remain concerning to lawmakers, this being one of them. What we can tell you is that, there are some new programs that have been stood up in light of lawmakers' concerns. In fact, just this week over in the House, members will be allowed to get additional monies to, for instance, hire personal security up to $20,000 per month. They get additional money on top of that to make upgrades to their homes, whether that's creating safe rooms or installing gates. And then there's also a mobile app where they can discreetly alert law enforcement if they feel that they are in trouble. So those are notable changes with respect to the programs here on Capitol Hill to kind of help address incidents like these when they occur. Errol.
All right, Nikole Killion, with all the latest for us from Capitol Hill. Nikole, thank you.